Hello ladies and welcome back to the channel. My name, oh that was a bad shift, is Mark Roden. In today's video we are going to be going over 7 things that I wish I knew about JDM cars before obviously like I got into JDM cars, because obviously JDM cars are very popular, and people like them nowadays in the old community, and so I wanted to help out the youngins who like the JDM cars but don't want to seem like a fool or get blindsided when they actually go and buy a JDM car. Also, a couple disclaimers. First up is a lot of you guys have been mentioning that in the Mark Roden talking and driving videos that you don't like the route that I take anymore, because the route that I take is the exact same route every single time, and that is true. And so I'm sorry, but we have to take it again because I got to get my hair cut, so I have to go down there. The reason why I use this route is because I live in a pretty much a countryside. Like there's really not, but like there's an archery place right there. I mean, that's about all we got. So I have to drive this way to get to the actual like city. And that's actually funny, that car that just drove by, because that leads me into my second point, which by the way, I just wanted to say, yeah, I'm sorry, but we are doing the same route again. But my second point is, I've been talking to you guys a lot about my next car that I'm gonna get, and we've been talking about the 340i F30. That's what I wanted. I wanted a 340i F30. But dude, I've been looking into Infiniti Q50s lately, and so I just want to know, what are your guys' thoughts on those? Would you be happy with me getting a Q50? Would you be upset? Just let me know in the comments, because I've been really looking into them lately, and they're very appealing. So let me know what you guys think. Should I get the 340i or the Q50? The Q50 is a lot cheaper. That's kind of the main appeal to it, and when you modify them, they can look good. I never thought they were like that good looking cars, but I've been looking at videos and stuff. They can look pretty sick, man. So I've been definitely looking into those. But finally, before we actually get into it, song of the day is "Love Sick" by A$AP Rocky. Now, all that out of the way, we have wasted already 2 minutes of your time. Let's get right into it. Number 7 is people make fun of you a lot, and this is 100p. If you buy a Japanese car, you are going to get people on the internet and on the interwebs in real life that are gonna poke fun at you. We are an easy target for a lot of easy reasons. They are, yes, very, like this guy right here. Look at this guy, okay? He's got a pickup truck. It's a Ford pickup truck, and he's got some nice old classic muscle car hot rod thing on the back, okay? He would poke fun at me. Doesn't mean he actually doesn't like me. No, me and him would probably get along. But he's gonna poke fun at you. You gotta be ready for that. Older guys especially, they like to poke fun and call us, say that we have rice grinders, because our cars are Japanese, and so, you know, Japanese rice grinders. There's all kinds of jokes that people will say about Japanese cars. A lot of times now too in the car community, if you like JDM cars, people will call you a 12-year-old. You got to get used to stuff like that. It's gonna happen. Some of them don't mean anything by it, and it's just playful banter in the car community. We do that all the time. Japanese car guys do it with other people too. You know, we call Chargers and Challengers boats, even though they are nice cars, but we personally are just like, haha, they're boats because they're really heavy. And so you just gotta, you know, be prepared. There are gonna be some people that poke fun at you because you drive a Japanese sports car. It shouldn't get in your head too much, so as long as you actually like it and you're not just doing it for clout, it won't change your mind. No matter, I liked JDM cars before they were popular. I like them now. If people want to make fun of me for being a 12-year-old and going with the trends, I don't care. I don't spend $5,000 on a trend, you know. So that's all I had to, that's that one. Number 6 is that they're too expensive. I mean, this is kind of obvious. People freaking always bring up the price of Japanese sports cars just skyrocketing, and it is the truth. Obviously the reason why is because with popularity becomes, they get more wanted. It's supply and demand. The cars that we want, the Japanese cars that I'm talking about, are usually 90s, early 2000s cars. So obviously, they don't make those bad boys anymore, because that's how time works. The 90s are done. We're in the 2020s, in case you didn't know. So they don't make them puppies. And so since they don't make them puppies, a lot of people that buy them, or I mean, a lot of people that sell them, know that they don't make them anymore. So they know that there's a limited stock of them. And so they'll still raise the price more and more every year, until it gets to a point where it's like an R34 GTR and you're paying 6 figures for a pretty piece of dookie one. And that's just kind of how it is. I mean, it's with every car though. It's not just Japanese cars, but yeah, the Japanese sports cars you probably want, the S13s, the Z32 300ZXs, the Supras, MR2s, 3000 GTs, Evos, Honda S2000. the Japanese cars that you look at all the time and you're probably thinking of buying when you get older aren't as cheap as you thought they were. I was definitely blindsided a little bit by that when I first wanted to buy a Japanese sports car. I was like, holy mackerel, these bad boys are expensive. And they are. They're expensive. Do you guys want to slash that guy's tires with me? Let's go do it. Let's do it. He does not deserve to have tires. Chevy Colorado, get out of here. Number 5. The number 5th thing that I wish I knew before getting into JDM cars is that the community is the best. Also, I just want to say, I live in Connecticut, in case you didn't know. If anybody else lives in Connecticut or the New England area, it is beautiful out today. Dude, it's like, look at that idiot on the freaking, he's over the yellow line around a blind corner. Smart, man. Woohoo! Yippee! You should definitely have your license. Oh, there's a school bus pulling out when there's a car coming at him. Smart, man. Yippee! You should definitely be driving our kids around. But anyway, yeah, number 5. Number 5. I hit a batch of hatred right there. Is, yeah, the community is the best. I've been in multiple different, I mean, I haven't actually been in the, you know, Euro community or the American Muscle community or the truck community because I don't actually own one of those cars, obviously. But I've seen the communities online, and by far the most like accepting community is the JDM community. It's not even competition. Every community is so full of themselves besides Japanese sports car owners. And that's not me saying that if you own a European car or an American muscle car, you yourself are a bad person. No, I'm not saying that. There are tons of people out there that are good people in those communities. But unfortunately, the rest of them are just scummy. Like, everybody has their one little thing. Like, for example, European car owners, they have this thing where they're caught up with their status symbol, right? If you don't look like you make more money than them, you aren't worth anything to them. And that's a horrible, horrible, horrible way to look at life, obviously. But that's what most people think of the European car community. Obviously, yeah, if you meet an E36 owner, he's probably a chill dude who just likes cars. But if you find this freaking Mercedes 2024 Mercedes C-Class owner, he's gonna think his poop don't stink. You know what I mean? American muscle car owners, they don't really think about that. They don't really care about your money. But what they do care about is your straight line speed, and that's absolutely it. Does your car make 900 horsepower? Oh, it doesn't? Then your opinion is invalid to them. In the Japanese community, they do have one thing that I really don't like about them, and that is that they believe that, like, if you don't buy the most genuine, perfect, like, you have to build your car the exact way that they say you should build your car, or else they're not happy with it. I really don't like that. Japanese cars are like kind of known for being such a creative space because there's so many different parts for them out there, but the community will try and make it so that you have to put this exact part on every single 350Z, every single S13. You have to do it the exact same way, and I really don't like that because the cars themselves are such like canvases to create just amazing art pieces because there's so much aftermarket support for them, but the community doesn't really like that. But besides that, the community is so accepting, and all they do is want new members. Like, they'll go out of their way to be like, you should learn about this Japanese car. They'll tell you everything there is to know about these Japanese cars because they want you to like them too. Even if it means that the price of them is gonna go up, they just want more people in their community enjoying their cars. Also, my freaking windshield wiper fluid just makes it harder to see than if I just didn't use it. But number 4 is a very obvious one, so I'm just gonna skim over it pretty quickly, honestly. It is that they are the most reliable sports cars. Japanese sports cars are just genuinely, genuinely was the word I was not looking for, generally the most reliable of the bunch. American cars are actually, like American muscle cars, it depends on what year and generation you get, but most of them are pretty decent, especially like LS Camaros and Corvettes. Those are obviously pretty reliable, but overall, I mean, there's no beating Japanese reliability. It's obvious, but I just wanted to put it out there that if you are looking to get into sports cars in general, and not just JDM cars, but you want something that's reliable as well as being like a fun car, you're probably going to turn to the JDM dark side pretty quickly because that's what you're looking for is in those cars. But anyway, third most important fact that I wish I knew earlier is they're obviously not the best sounding. This is, I obviously this is completely personal opinion, okay? And again, I love JDM cars. I used to own 2 of them. Now I only own 1, but the next car I own might be another one. I don't know. I love JDM cars though, is what I'm trying to say. They're my favorite by far. I'm just gonna stop at this red light. I'm not even gonna try and run it, even though I probably could have made it. But they're my favorite by far. I love them, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, they're the best sounding, because I personally don't think they are. I have heard freaking American Muscle cars in person. They sound insane. American Muscle V8s sound monstrous. It's really, in my opinion, it's very hard to beat the sound of one of those cars. They sound so freaking good. And then European cars sound good too. They make V8s that also sound really good. But overall, I would say for the majority of European cars, it kind of just sounds similar to Japanese sports cars. And there are obviously Japanese exceptions, like 2JZs. Obviously, yeah, if you get a freaking straight piped 2JZ that's making 800 horsepower on like 30 pounds of boost, yeah, that thing's gonna sound insane. Same thing with like an RB26 or like a 4G63. Like, there are certain motors that just have godly sounds to them. SR20s sound great, but overall, I would say the majority of, like, if you want a car that sounds good, you're going American, man. They really do. They sound incredible. So I just want to make that clear, that if you do buy a Japanese car, just expect it to sound a little bit worse than you might have thought it would sound. Or maybe just compared to, like, if you have a friend that has like a Camaro or a Corvette or something, and you get your Integra, for example, it's not going to sound as good as that guy's car. But that's not the #1 selling point. It's just, that's just how it is. But second place, the second thing I wish I knew before getting into JDM cars is that trim levels matter a lot, dude. I'm gonna try and find an ad, and I hope I remember to put it in here, because I don't actually, when I edit my videos, I don't like actually watch them back and edit them. I just like kind of, it's like muscle memory at this point, so I just edit what I know I need to edit, and then I upload it. So I really hope I remember to put this in. But I found an ad of a Toyota Mark II GX100, not the JZX100, but a GX100. But it's the same body style, right? And it's right-hand drive, already imported into the States, with only 39,000 original miles on the car, clean title, everything on the car is perfectly fine, perfectly bone stock. If you know the Toyota Mark II market, you know those cars are worth a lot of money. He's got it for sale for $6 grand. It's hard to find a Chevy Sonic with 39,000 miles for $6,000, let alone an actual, like, kind of enthusiast car. And so I was like, why is this thing so low? And it didn't sell in a week. I was like, what is going on? Come to find out, it is the GX100 comes with a 1G FE engine, which is, I guess, just absolutely useless. People don't want that motor at all. So the trim level in that car matters a ton. And it's the same thing with a lot of other Japanese cars. I know it's the same with like American Muscle and European too. Like, obviously, if you, as a 335i, it's going to be worth a lot more than a 328i. But in the Japanese car world, it's very weird how it works too. It's like for example, 350Zs. If you find a 2003 350Z, you could probably find one for like $5 grand with like 80,000, like 100,000 miles on it, right? But then if you find a 2008 350Z, which in your mind isn't different at all, but it secretly is, with the same mileage, it's going to be $8 grand. So that's why, like, you gotta, if you are going to buy a Japanese car, look into that car, that specific car that you want to buy, and look into their trim levels so you actually know what you're getting, if it's an actual good deal. Because literally just years, trim levels, certain things about Japanese cars matter a lot when it goes to like their value and all that stuff. It really does. And a lot of it isn't like surface area stuff that's very obvious, like something like a European car would be, or like an American car. Like an American car, it's obvious that a SS Camaro is a V8, whereas the LT Camaro is a V6. That's obvious. But freaking the Japanese car world, that's not as obvious. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, the first thing, the #1 thing I wish I knew before getting into JDM cars, and this is something that is going to trigger the JDM world, but I want to remind people, I love JDM cars, okay? I love them. I am not trying to bash on them here. Please hear me out. It is that they are really not that fast anymore. Notice I said anymore, because yes, they used to be impactful monsters back in the 90s. When those cars came out, the stories are true. By the way, I'm stuck in a traffic jam because there's children getting out of school. God, I hate children in their education. Why do they need to go get educated? Just go do drugs. Like, really? Really? Gonna go get an education, dude? This is ridiculous. Just go kick it on a corner store or something. Why are you going to school? So stupid. But yeah, first thing, they're not that fast, man. They're not. I mean, yes, we've heard the stories of 1,000 horsepower Supras. Yes, we've heard the stories of 1,500 horsepower GTRs. And yes, those can happen. And yes, those cars are good once you modify them. But stock, yes, sadly, I hate to admit it because I freaking hate these people. But the people on TikTok telling you that Supras and R34 GTRs are not even that fast anymore are right. They're not that fast anymore if they're stock. They aren't. They make 300 horsepower, and it's nowadays we got cars making freaking 700 to 600 horsepower from factory, and they're not even classified as a supercar. So like they really aren't that fast anymore. But the thing is that, you know, obviously they used to be an insanely fast car. Like, think about it, their 90s cars still getting compared to cars today. That's a really good thing, obviously. So that's kind of what most JDM enthusiasts like about them, is that sure, they're not fast anymore, but they are just such an impact in the world that their legendary status will never go away, and that's what they like. But most of us understand that, you know, if we buy a 300 ZX that makes 222 horsepower, we're not going to be gapping the guy in his AMG C63. You know, it's just not going to happen, because it's just older at this point, obviously. But I know to most older people, you might be scratching your head right now, being like, well, who doesn't know that? You know, who doesn't know that buying a 90s JDM car isn't going to be fast anymore? You'd be surprised. A lot of young people see online these builds of really fast cars, JDM cars, and they think that that's either A, how it comes stock, or B, easily obtainable, when they don't understand that that is a very difficult thing to do. You know what I mean? Like it's just, that's why Hondas are so popular, for example, because this car that I have right now, I could make this thing have 250 horsepower, 300 horsepower with like another $2,000. If I dumped in like another $2,000 into this car, I could have it be at around 300 horsepower. And for a car that weighs pretty much only a little bit heavier than a Miata, that's a lot of horsepower. So that's what that's what Hondas are known for, and that's why they're all popular and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. Don't expect when you buy your JDM car to be, my brakes are so bad, by the way, I know people are gonna be making fun of me for that, but don't expect your JDM car to be gapping everybody on the streets. If you buy a 90s 3000 GT SL or a freaking 90s Mazda Miata NB, it won't be as fast as you think it is. It's just you're gonna need to you're gonna need to put some more money into it to make it competitive in today's world. But that makes sense, and that's fine, because again, they're 20, almost some of them are even 30 years old now at this point. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you're a young buck, das vidanya, and have a nice night.